Hello there, my sexy friends. Today we got another new map from Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe. It's called Runway. It's an expert map, so it's going to be a little tough. As you can tell, we got two lines of balloons that are coming down here, so you would assume that things that shoot down straight lines are the best, but honestly, it's kind of tough because things keep shooting in the wrong direction. They keep trying to shoot across the lanes, and they don't really shoot down the straight lines, so yes, it is actually a problem, and it makes it even more tough than you even would have thought. So, as usual, please support the artist. Go down there and just check them out if you like any of this background music. Also, I'm trying to do this whole HD-ish thing. I mean, all my videos are in HD, but I tried to make it so it was more, there's no black bars on the side. That's what I'm going for right now, so hopefully you guys are enjoying that. I don't know if I'm going to continue it again. It's a little bit more work for me, because I have to do some weird things, but maybe we'll try it out just a few times and see what we think about it. As always, any input that you guys would like to give me, much appreciated. So, as you can tell right now, really not that bad. Once you get your 1-0 engineer, you're not like set, but you're doing pretty darn good. The 1-0 engineer does have a lot of popping power. The only real problem is you don't know exactly when he's going to put the sentry gunners in the right spot. So that means you might have to use a couple sets of road spikes and stuff, which again is a pretty big problem for us. So once you get your spike factory up, that's also another thing that's going to be different between any sort of things that you guys might play compared to what I play, because the spikes might go on the top all the time, or might go on the bottom all the time, and you might have to build a couple road spikes here and there. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, but you might need to. So we already have 2 farms, which is actually kind of a lot for level 19. You wouldn't actually think that to be that bad, to be a lot of farms, but it is. It's a lot of farms, especially for an expert map. When you get more than 1 farm by level 20 on any sort of expert map, you realize it's really not that much of an expert map. Now keep in mind that this is Bloons Tower Defense Deluxe, and having those engineers are a pretty darn huge help. So definitely like those guys, one of my favorites, and as well just those balloon chippers that we can use right around level 46 become just plain amazing. They're the best thing you can possibly get for popping power, for sure. So what I decided to do is try and get a little bit of extra popping power for level 27 here. Of course, if you know the levels, you can beat them very, very easy. We got 2 1-0 engineers, which means we got sentry gunners all over the place. And of course, I kind of did the same strategy that I did on the magma level. Went with 2 glue gunners in the front, went with a couple engineers in the middle, use a spike factory in the back, or maybe even 2 spike factories if you want to try to. Now, I'd really like to use two spike factories in this level, but it's really not that easy to do it that way, because basically the way it works is you can't fit a spike factory on the top there, unless maybe you're on low quality or something, which I don't like to do. So if you want to go on low quality, maybe you can fit a spike factory on the top there, or I don't even think you can do that on Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe. I don't think you can, so I guess no low quality for us, and we're not going to be able to build 2 spike factories. Too bad, so sad. So instead, I actually got a 0-2 spike factory, which I felt like it was going to build enough spikes fast enough that we should be able to defend any sort of silly balloons that are trying to leak through pretty darn easily. As well with that, you do have to start preparing right around level 37 for those ceramics. What are you going to do? They're tough. Yeah. So I started at least with a 3-0 cannon. A 3-0 cannon plus some engineers, plus my really high level spike factory. That guy's expensive, by the way. It's a 1-2 spike factory. Think about how expensive that guy's. $700. And about $2,000 for the upgrades on the right, plus another $700 for the upgrade on the left. That's a lot of money. It's about $3,500 right there. Oh my goodness. But I do have a lot of farms down on the bottom there on the left side, as you can tell. So I'm going to probably maybe upgrade some of those guys, but instead, no, I'm actually going to sell them to get an Arctic Wind. So I got an Arctic Wind there, but that Arctic Wind is not going to suffice for right now. So I think we're actually going to have a little bit of a problem right now. I probably should not build that farm, but post-thinking, I shouldn't have built that farm, because now I'm realizing, oh man, look at all these zebras getting through. All I had was a cannon and an Arctic Wind in the range of that monkey village for my camo detection. Complete waste right there, just totally awful. But once you get that 2-3 boomerang, it's good. You're totally set. You got something to pop the Arctic Wind, but make sure, you know, a little bit of targeting is required for us. So make sure you target your cannon probably on close, put your boomerang probably on strong, and also I actually put my engineers on last, and then I pushed them to first a little bit later in the game. But last, he actually shoots down that straight line right there for at least a little while, and it actually helps you out a bunch. So now on level 46, oh my goodness, yes, we gotta get something up for that. So I got my 4-2 balloon chipper. The balloon chipper is the chipper of all balloons. He destroys them all very easily, in fact. As you can tell, I mean, he's not that great versus regrowths and stuff. They can start to overwhelm him pretty darn easily. But other than that, as soon as my balloon chipper destroys the ceramics and stuff, my cannon just, oh my god, destroys the freaking rest. He just demolishes them. It is awesome. I love watching. But we're still not really home free. Even with our 5 farms, you can still lose. Don't go too crazy with your farms, I don't think, unless you really know how to play the game. And honestly, I feel like I'm pretty solid with my defense right now. That Arctic Wind is going to have pretty much nothing get through as far as balloons go, but I do have to be careful, because even with that balloon chipper there, if he misses a Moab, I have 0 Moab pop power. Oh my goodness. So I am ready to spam spikes at any time, but we finally got 5 banana farms up to 3-0. Oh my god, yes. That's going to be money all over the place. Love these little bananas. I get to eat them and nom 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 nom. I love them. So let's just do a quick review of the map. What do I think about it? Honestly, I think they did an okay job. I mean, it looks decent. It doesn't look as pretty as some of the other maps, but it definitely doesn't look bad. They put some detail into it and stuff like that. As far as replayability, I don't know. I don't really think it's too replayable. I wouldn't play this one again. It's not like a super fun map. There's nothing really crazy or moving or anything. Like Clock, you have moving parts. Castle is just a very tough one that's kind of fun as well, because it depends on what's coming. You can make it pretty darn difficult. And yeah, I mean, difficulty, yeah, it is pretty tough, but it's definitely not as tough as the Castle or anything like that. But again, I am playing on Deluxe, so the engineers and the balloon chippers, they do help out a bunch. A bunch. So overall, yeah, pretty cool map. I would definitely like to... I'd rather see something a little bit fancier and cool as far as expert maps go. You know, as beginner maps and stuff, they don't have to be very fancy, but experts, I feel like you should really put some time into them, because that's the maps that we actually play a lot, are the expert maps. So I finally got my Spectre up, which is a huge recommendation from me. Get your Spectre up as soon as possible. I have a 3-0 right now. But I was looking at the popping power of my 3-0 Monkey Ace right there, and I was realizing how high he actually gets. I mean, he just pops so many balloons. I mean, he's really not that expensive, and when you look at it compared to a lot of my other towers, it's just kind of ridiculous. So again, we're already getting to the point where we can start buying our 4-2 banana farms. Oh, 4-2 banana farms! But we're going to need some more towers for sure. So I think what I'd like to do is get a couple more 4-2 banana farms. But yeah, let's just do it. Let's get some 4-2 banana farms, because we do have those 3 Moab Pop and Power towers. And then I do have a really solid defense in the back there. 2 4-2 cannons. Come on, how can you stop that? Also, it'd be kind of nice to get like a high-level spike factory, like a 4-2 spike factory or something in the back there, just to make sure nothing freaking leaks through my defense, because we hate when that happens. Now keep in mind, if you're ever having any problems with any of these levels, just feel free to go into that little save button right there. Press that little button. It'll help you out a bunch in the long run if you ever have any problems with these. But if you're all skill-tastic like me and you just want to say, you know what, I could save right now, but in the essence of looking really, really cool and fancy and not worrying about losing, I'm not even going to press that button. And that's the way I like to roll. So we finally are going to get our Spectre. So the Spectre is going to be a huge help versus Camo Balloons, especially on level 78, possibly level 76 as well. But I really like the Spectre. I pretty much make him in my arsenal every single time I play any of these maps very late. I either get a Temple or I get a high-level Monkey Ace. And personally, I mean, even though Ground Zeroes are really, really overpowered in pretty much all of Bloons Tower Defense battles, almost every single level you can use a Ground Zero and make it very, very effective, I don't really like the Ground Zeroes in BTD5. I don't really think they're that useful. In fact, as you probably noticed, my style of gameplay is almost no abilities. I really don't like the abilities. I like to just let the game play itself. And honestly, most of the time, you can make that happen. But every once in a while, on those harder, really, really hard levels, you might need to go back and just play a few, play through and use a couple of those silly little abilities. But if I was going to use an ability, it'd probably be a Moab Assassin, maybe a Ground Zero, or maybe the Artillery Battery. Artillery Battery does help out a lot versus any sort of camo balloon rushes that could come out against us. And we're pretty much set here, guys. We've got 5 4-2 banana farms, and that's going to just rake us in a bunch of dough, because we love a dough, and it's going to bake nice and good, and just, oh god, it's going to be so delicious when we finally eat it. So I was actually just thinking about this. I got oh my god, are these camo ceramics going to get through? No way, we got our Spectre up. I got kind of a mini argument with Amanda. It wasn't really an argument, it was more of like a, holy crap, this is a good question to ask my cool fans. I think about you guys all the time. What's the difference between a biscuit, a roll, and a Triscuit? Not a Triscuit. I don't know. All those random words for buns. Like, what's the difference between all those? Do they actually have a difference? Because I was telling her that they're all pretty much the same, but like maybe there's a couple random differences in between. But if somebody said like, "Oh, this is my roll," you can't be like, "No, that's a biscuit." That's just not cool. We just understand that nobody really knows the names of each thing individually unless you're like a freaking chef or a mega cook or something and you know everything about that. Even girls, I don't even feel like they know it all, and they cook a lot. I mean, usually, I think. My sister cooks a lot, my girlfriend cooks a lot, so most girls I know, they cook a lot, and I'm not saying you have to cook, but I'm also not sexist, because a lot of people, they accuse me of doing all these random things and being sexist and racist and all these things. No, I'm not. So we're getting here to the end of the video. As always, please press that little like button. Much appreciated if you do that. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.